What's up, hot stuff? Today's video is all about how conscious relationships are kind of like the Wild West. I'm Susie Connerly. I'm a hypnotherapist and relationship expert focusing on up-leveling relationship and communication patterns and expanding into a greater version of your reality so that you can live a life that's more aligned to what you truly want. So let's get into it. Why conscious relationships are like the Wild West is because it's uncharted territory. It's kind of like the new kid on the block of relationships. And it's not necessarily a relationship system per se, because there's not any rules or regulations that goes along with it. And that kind of makes it like the Wild West too. But when you commit to a conscious relationship, it's committing to a process, not necessarily a system. So it's kind of like when in United States history, when the government was enticing people to move west, they were giving them huge pieces of land and lots of freedom and lots of uncharted territory. And the process that the settlers went through is kind of like what people in conscious relationships are now, because there's some guidance in the process, but it's also pretty unregulated. So you get a lot of those tendencies and habits when there's any new process going on. There's a lot of potential, and there's also some drawbacks because there's nobody, wrangling the outlaws exactly like there was in the Wild West. It was very hard to police it. It was very hard to put rules and regulations in because there was so much room and people had so much leeway in order to bend the rules. So the benefits of that in a conscious relationship is that you can make your relationship process your own. Like, you can create a relationship system and something that works for you in your partnership, in your process, and what you're trying to do in your life. So it's really, really expansive in that way, in that you can just sort of say, I'm done with the traditional role playing of traditional relationships, and I'm going to create something that works for me in my life. And that's a wonderful thing, because you have the ability to decondition yourself based on maybe the way that you were raised or by your parents or family or society, and really look at those things and be like, yeah, that doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't work for me. I'm not going to do that in my relationships anymore. I'm not going to just do what people expect of me, or, do things and then resent people, or I don't feel the pressure to get married ever or have children, or whatever it is that you want to do. You can make it your own. And conscious relationships, because you're committing to the process of knowing yourself at a deeper level, and you're committed to the process of expanding with your relationship partner, the people that you're dating, you're looking at every relationship as an opportunity to grow and to heal and to up-level yourself to a more heightened state, into something that is higher consciousness and more awareness and more growth, and also more room for your partner, more compassion, more understanding. And that can lead to such a great sense of intimacy and closeness and friendship. It's really, really a wonderful process. But like any uncharted territory, there's also some drawbacks that come with that. I kind of mentioned it earlier. But it's really, really important to note that even in the conscious relationship space, there's some maybe rule bending going on, to the point of where people might use conscious relationships as a shield or umbrella, as a way to kind of manipulate their partner, or to maybe skirt around things, or to not be truthful about things, because they're saying, this is for my highest growth. And then they can just use the conscious relationship as sort of a shield to actually not be accountable. So that's the sort of Wild West piece of it that I'm seeing when I talk to people about their relationships and things that have evolved between them and their partner in currently or past partners, is that a lot of people are using the term conscious relationships in order to just kind of get away with stuff that's not very cool and it's not very loving. And they're doing that from a broken place, of course, in themselves, because they don't understand how to approach it in a loving way and to state what their needs are. So unfortunately, there's some spiritual bypass and there's some dishonesty going on in that space too, because people aren't sure exactly how to do this in a way that feels clear and clean for everyone. So it gets a little bit messy at times. But in that, there's growth too, because you can learn where your boundaries are, where your lines are. You can learn, what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and even expand beyond what you thought you were capable of doing. I find that a lot of people in conscious relationships are finding that they're stronger than they ever thought that they were, that they can hear things from their partner that used to be scary. And they don't take it personally anymore, or they don't make it about themselves, because they know that what their partner is going through is really based on their partner's past, not on so much what they're doing or affecting them in a negative way. And just learning to accept that person, that amazing person that you've chosen to have this relationship with, is having their own journey that has nothing to do with you. It's profoundly liberating. And likewise for yourself, it's an amazing opportunity to really, really claim your life and to really, really look at your patterns separate from your current partner and separate from past partners, and really look at what your habits and patterns are in relationships. Because when you do that, you can take 100% responsibility for it. And when you find out that you are truly the master of your own life and you can overcome anything that's been put in your path, it's profoundly liberating and healing. And it helps you up-level not only your relationships, but every part of your life. So I hope you've enjoyed this little metaphor. And if you feel like you're in a conscious relationship right now that doesn't feel so conscious, you're kind of questioning what's going on with it, I have an amazing download for you. I created this download called 5 Signs You're in a Faux Conscious Relationship. So go check it out if this sounds like you. I will leave it in the notes and the pinned comment below this video, and you can go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions or if this has resonated with you today, please leave it in the comments below. I would truly love to hear from you, because I am here to serve you and your relationship and communication needs. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. I would truly appreciate each and every one of you who have watched my videos, whether or not you subscribe. So grateful to you. And I truly hope that your relationships turn out to be an evolutionary process for you.